Hi, my name is Anil Pradhan and I'm the CEO of Management Institute for National Development. Just a little bit about my background. I completed my schooling from St. Xavier's School, Jawlak Hill, then American High School, bachelor's from Mumbai University, then MBA from London, and finally capital markets specialized macroeconomics from Oxford University. About my professional side, I've had the opportunity to work almost 19 years of international professional experience and chance to live and work in 15 different countries so far. My last working assignment was looking after the entire Asia as a Asian regional head for one of the multinational company. I just have to say, mine stands for Management Institute for National Development. My mission is to bring global knowledge, best practices and high standard of education excellence to Nepal. And my objective is to develop, establish and improve a learner-centric education and create globally competitive stakeholders. What's very important is our values. Our value is what you sow is what you reap, and everything just revolves around that. And also our belief is born, help, achieve and succeed. Mind is into various training programs. However, Mind International Training and Development Program is one of the arms from which we are running our international training programs. Let me start talking about first of all this international partnership through which we have been able to bring down this global training program here in Nepal. Then I'll talk about globally recognized certificate and then about the training itself. After a lot of hard work, we finally managed to partner up with UK-based training provider who have been crowned as the winner of Global Business Excellence Award 2017 and also Best Business Award 2016, and now we are definitely very proud to be associated with such esteemed company and very grateful to have them brought down here in Nepal. Now that's about our international partnership. About our globally recognized certification, our London-based training provider designed a training course and a very renowned accreditation body which is globally recognized, which is called CPD, a Continuing Professional Development Accreditation Body. They certify that this program is with the international standard, and this certification pretty much globally recognized in Australia, New Zealand, UK, Europe, America, even Middle East and Africa. Let's talk about CPD. Continuing Professional Development, CPD, is the international maintenance and development of the knowledge and skills needed to perform in a professional context. This could mean honing current skills, it could mean developing them to a new level, or it could mean learning new ones that will allow an employee's job role to expand or prepare them for a potential promotion or even have a new position. CPD helps individuals to get prepared for their relevant industry or even to start off their career at a very starting level, which is particularly to the students. CPD is something which you get to see in almost all the top universities around the world. It has been recognized by Association of MBAs, various different associations, various different universities. If you check individual universities, like for example University of Sydney in Australia, they run short training courses under CPD certifications. You could find all these details about CPD in cpdstandards.com as well. Okay, if you go to cpdstandards.com, you will see what is CPD, what are the benefits of CPD, CPD and employability, CPD across the globe. Before we go on the employability, let's look at the CPD across the globe. Okay, now CPD, when we talk about CPD certifications, we are emphasizing on this because CPD is heavily recognized across the globe. As you can see there, you can check it yourself as well. CPD is heavily recognized in Australia, New Zealand, Africa, it's recognized in America. In America, it's also termed slightly differently. It is called CE Continuing Education or CPE Continuing Professional Education. Now, same way, it's recognized in Europe, it's recognized in Middle East. You could just basically have all the information there, thestandards.com also. Now, looking at the employability of CPD, it is accrediting body which approves and gives accreditation to a short training courses from various different training providers, including different universities. CPD is driver for employability. They say younger people are increasingly undertaking CPD and training activities outside of what's available in school, colleges, and university. The main driver is employability and developing skill sets to become work ready. I'd like to emphasize here, they say the CPD training courses makes you work ready and more competitive within the job market. Also important to remember that CPD is not a qualification. That means we are not promising any jobs, or we are not the one who is giving you job placement, or we are not the one who is saying that you can just get the certificate. No. One has to go through a proper training, a proper examination, and once you have completed that examination and once you have passed that examination, then only you can have this globally recognized certification with which you can sell yourself very easily, or you can make yourself more employable or sellable in the job market. CPD certification is not a qualification, it's simply a practice for undertaking bite-sized pieces of learning to build skills, knowledge, information, or behavior. The learning can start at beginner's level, which we are focusing at for the students who are going abroad, and making them equipped or capable to make themselves stand out for part-time job placement. CPD states that a degree is no longer enough because within a saturated graduate market, CPD enables students to stand out from the crowd to employers when applying for jobs or position on a graduate scheme. So it's basically is going to help you at a later stage as well when you are taking CPD related other courses. Very importantly enough, there's been a lot of research conducted, and research found that CPD is directly linked to employability, and adding a CPD section to your CV can improve job prospects significantly. They also say that the CPD is going to help one to increase or improve their job prospects and get their dream job increased by 10%. In the end, like all our trainees who will have this training done and examination done, and who will have successfully completed our training programs, will have this certification with CPD, Mind, and the London-based training company. We said it's for the basic level. We are right now specializing on trainings like customer service, retail service. So let's look at it. I've been a full-time MBA student back in the UK, and I have worked in various different places. I've worked in a retail store, I've worked in a hotel, I've worked in a restaurant, I've worked in many places really as a part-time student. And for those students who are in Australia, they must have had a similar experience. In Europe also similar experience. In US they may be slightly different because you have this F1 visa compliances for students who work within the campus, or even if you have completed few of the compliances stuff and with the help of the university, you would be eligible to work off campus as well. Irrespective, wherever you're working, you would be working in a role where you'd be facing customers, supervisors, subordinates, or whoever would have a role where you have to communicate and deal with the customers. And that's where your customer service skills come. Okay? And that's where we are trying to make our students going abroad make equipped. Let's say, for example, in the case of US, you're working in a cafeteria, or you're working in a laundry, or you're working in a library in the university. You have to deal with a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of teachers, faculty members. So you need to have that customer service skills, that basic skills which will help you stand out. And if you could project whilst submitting your CV to your university, when you can demonstrate that you have had this kind of trainings which is globally recognized, already have the skills to do that, to perform that job, and you can prove with the credibility of the certificate, obviously I believe you would have a high possibility of or prospect of getting that part-time job. Even in my case, I've worked in many places, so wherever I worked, always my supervisors, my managers, they always emphasize on the importance of customer service. And if it's in the retail, then a retail service, right? So if one is working in a petrol station, wouldn't a customer service required? I believe yes. If you are working in a restaurant, a customer service is highly required. I might know somebody who is working in the restaurant, in the backside, probably doing dishes. Okay, but that also, if you could demonstrate that you have that communicating skills and helping customer and serving customer skills, and you can prove with a credible certification, I believe you will have a chance to come out and start facing the customers. So there's a lot of possibilities with a customer service, and wherever you go in the first world country, customer service is very, very important. And this customer service training course is something that has been designed by the UK training company and has been approved and accredited by CPD accreditation body. There are compliances issues in few countries like US. If you could just go to www.topuniversity.com, you get to see how you have to apply a month in advance in your university for the on-campus job, or how you have to have a whole one academic year completed to apply for off-campus job, and how your university would help. So that's something that you would have to do. But our concern is, even if you're working in a cafeteria or within the university or wherever, customer service would be very, very important. And that is something where we are emphasizing on with the help of this international standard training. We are basically focusing on those which will be benefiting to our stakeholders or learners or trainees at the base level, like as I say, customer service, the starting point where whichever country they go to, they can just demonstrate that they have had this training, globally recognized certification, that they are aware of what customer service standards are, and that they could perform if they are given the chance to work for them. So yeah, the target is obviously our range of students who are applying overseas, especially in the first world country. The answer would be the employability and sellability of those who have successfully completed this training programs and who carry this globally recognized certification. Look, it's very simple. I myself am a trainer, I'm a lecturer, I do a lot of local trainings here, but I can give a very, very good trainings and I can make students benefited a lot. But then when they reach to a first world country and then they show the certificate which is given by Mr. XYZ from ABC company, obviously that would not be recognized, as much as if they were to show that so and so trainings from a leading training provider, accredited and approved by a globally recognized institution. Okay, so obviously the latter one would be much, much, much more stronger than the former one, and that's the important bit. Now, the second thing is, sometimes people misrepresent this whole statement. They think that we are here giving them a job placement. Let me just make this very, very, very clear. Number one, we are not providing any placements. We are just a company who have managed, or who is very, very proud to have tied up with a UK-based training company, who is an esteemed company and run such esteemed training program here, which will add value to anybody's CV. The second is, somebody might even think hey, we'll get the certificate and our job is guaranteed. I would have to be very straightforward, honest, and say that I'm afraid you have taken this completely in a wrong way. This is not going to guarantee you any job. First of all, there is no guarantee or certainty of anything as such. There's no guarantee of even my life or everybody's life. So let's just forget about the guarantee part. Second is getting a job. Even though this is my experience, because I know back in UK I have seen so many of my native or Nepalese students who have spent nights and days crying when they couldn't find a job. And on the other hand, I was there, fortunate enough, working in 3 different places as my part-time job, and my managers would be very happy to call me whenever they would want, and I was always there ready. I didn't get those jobs easily. It was just the way, the technique that I learned over a period of time to secure those jobs. And these sort of techniques is also something that we would be sharing with our trainees, and that's going to be something complementary. But the point is, job will not be coming looking for you. Even though you have got this training or any academic qualification for that matter, you have to go out looking for the job. In the end, let me just emphasize on a few very important points. This is only for those who believe that such effort or such investment in terms of effort, learning all those skills, going through those exams, getting certificates, only for those who believe these will create value. Okay? If one believes that these will not create value, then this program or this training is not for them. There is no compulsion to anything. We are very clear about what we are doing and how we are creating value, and we believe that this will create value to those who thinks that having these certification under their belt can make them outstand the crowd. And even some say to us, or some students have their, they're lucky enough, they have their relatives, friends already in their first world country, wherever they're aiming to go, let's say in Australia or in UK or wherever. So they say, I have my friends working there. Obviously, yes, you would need a network and connection, but then wouldn't that be great if your friends or your family who is already working someplace can demonstrate or can at least speak to their supervisors or managers and then say, hey, I've got a friend, I've got a relative coming by looking for a job and is carrying these kind of certificate. The situation would be totally different, rather than just saying, I have someone I know, and is desperately looking for a job and so on and so forth. So it's going to add value to everyone, to all level. Even if you have someone who is already working in the industry, or you don't have someone who is not working in the industry, whether you're directly going out there looking for a job, trying to find out job, and giving out your CV along with all these certifications, or you're being referred by your relatives or your friends. Either ways, this will be creating value a lot. And as I said, as I emphasized, this is not for everyone, or this is not for those who don't believe such is going to create value. As a matter of fact, the kind of trainings I believe I have had 20 years ago is still benefiting me, still helping me even today, in terms of the skills I learned and in terms of the certifications I was awarded with. So in the end, I would just like to say that all these training programs we brought in, we are putting a lot of effort into it, we're putting a lot of hard work into it, and we just want to create value to our stakeholders down here in Nepal. And even in the future days, we would still be working harder to bring more and more value creating things for our students, for our stakeholders, for everybody in Nepal. And obviously we are very open. Any suggestions, any questions or queries, you could feel free to reach out to us, ask questions. We respect if there is a polite question. We are not obliged, or we're not obligated to answer all of them. We would be communicating with all of our stakeholders, and we would be engaging with all of you. Whosoever requires an information, we would be more than happy, very, very happy to share information and show the way how it can create value. In the end of the day, we respect everyone's decision, and if even our stakeholders wouldn't want to have the training, that's brilliant. We still respect that. We would still want to help them with many more other value creating things, and we could still be taking advices and all. We could still grow together further and help each other and follow our belief, which is bond, help, achieve and succeed. So we want to succeed by achieving, and that can only be obviously achieved by helping each other, all our stakeholders, every one of us, and we can't help each other without having a good and respectful bonding. Thank you very much, and if there is anything, I'll be more than happy to reach out or come back to you again, and we will be doing many of these kind of videos again and again, time and again in the coming days. Thank you very much.